Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Oh, I forgot to grab my boat.
That really fucked my head up just now whenever you said that. Like I was like, what are you gonna do with a boat? Aren't you going to the nether?
What were you
But I
talking at the
forgot
beginning
about
about a boat? I said I
that.
need to get me a boat.
Oh yeah. Uh,
No, I need to go on the ice, and I just started walking. I was just like, I'm gonna walk all the way for no reason, even though it's much quicker to take this boat. So I gotta tell you, I was talking last week about the random like college survivor stuff that I had come across.
yeah.
I started watching it. It is way better than I thought it was gonna be.
I can't believe you're watching it.
It is.
How do they have it available? Is it like on their like college site or something?
So it's on a YouTube channel.
Really?
So apparently it all started based on University of Maryland out here in my area. I started doing this quite a while ago, I guess, a few years back. And they have like 5 seasons, and now somebody else has started up Gen 2. So it's almost like, it looks like somebody went through their college career and kind of made one did it every semester of their college career or every year of their college career, and now somebody else is picking it up. And I guess the first one, they didn't actually finish the season production wise, because the whole point of it, they didn't do it to make a production out of it. They kind of did it to a proof of concept and just to have fun, and they videotaped some of it, and then they realized after that they should like make it actually into a full-fledged production and post videos up there. But I'm watching the current season that's going on, and it's on episode 7, I think, just aired yesterday, but it goes through an entire semester. It's cool from the aspect of it's Survivor. It's like they're no question that they're trying to just mimic a lot of aspects of Survivor. They're not even trying to throw necessarily their own, like, fire is your life, like all that stuff is all the exact same. But it's really interesting to see how they incorporate this into a world of, for one, it's 100 days. It's like the full semester. And people interact with they have obviously lives outside of the game.
Right.
Because they have classes and stuff. So it's really interesting to see just how they interact with that, with that as well. But I will also say that I'm watching the Maryland version, and I started watching the University of Michigan version, which I guess this is the first time that University of Michigan has done it. And theirs is a much higher, like, it almost seems like a higher quality production. And maybe that's because University of Michigan has a lot more money at their expenditure. They probably made it into like a standard club or something that has like camera resources available or something. I don't know. So, but it's much more high production quality, but still like good content. And then there's a Boston version as well that I haven't watched anything of
Jesus
yet.
Christ, you're just like watching all these.
Well, I haven't watched that one. I just know that one exists. But I will tell you, if you're looking for something to watch, it's entertaining because it's Survivor, but a different like way of looking at Survivor.
I'm definitely not looking for anything to watch. I got more than I can handle. But I mean, if I was, I would check it out. I don't know. I'm skeptical. I believe you, but I'm so skeptical that this is actually any good.
So I will tell you one thing. So they have to do challenges, obviously slightly like different. They can't do every challenge. They don't build massive like obstacle courses in the middle of campus to go like do these type of challenges. But one of the challenges that I was just watching going, I need to know what happens in this challenge. It's not even because the challenge was that good, but like it wasn't elaborate. But picture this. The tribes went from 2 tribes. They had like 4 tribals in, or 5 I don't know how many tribals in it was. But they merged into 3 tribes. Like they did a split into 3 different tribes.
Yeah.
And the immunity challenge was, here's the immunity necklace. Anybody who wants it gets it. Just all you have to do is come grab it, and you have immunity. But in doing so, if you grab immunity, you guarantee that your tribe goes to tribal council tonight.
Oh, wow. So they all had to sit there and just until someone was willing to get up and go grab it?
Well, or if nobody takes it, all 3 tribes go to council.
Oh, geez. Well, at that point, you just get to go grab it.
Well,
right?
And that's why I'm like, this is actually one of those really mind-blowing challenges that I haven't seen them do on Real Survivor, that they couldn't do on Real Survivor.
Yeah.
That would really, like, I don't know. That's just one of those ones, like, what do you do in that case?
I would immediately go grab the idol.
You don't think that would put you on like the second try? You're immune for the next one, but what if you lost again? Don't you think people would just be pissed off at you and want to vote you out right away?
Probably.
It's like, yeah, probably.
I mean, in that case, I wouldn't want the idol for myself. I would want it so our tribe would have to go to council, though. I would actually.
But your tribe would have to go to.
Oh, your tribe does have to go.
Yeah, your tribe does have to go.
And
that's what a lot of it. People were trying to convince other people and other tribes that they weren't safe, so that they would go grab it. Like there was so much like back and forth going on between the people talking smack to each other to try to get them to, and it was really entertaining.
So what happened?
On that level. Somebody ended up getting it without really consulting with anybody on his tribe, and then he tried to make an excuse afterwards for why he did it. And everybody had this plan that, well, I guess at 29 minutes and 58 seconds, I'm just gonna go grab it because I'd rather. If we have to go to tribal anyway, one of us might as well be safe. But then everybody was like, well, I bet you they're going to try to get it at 29 minutes. Maybe we should go grab it at 27 minutes, And everybody was like, talking that way. And then somebody just went up and grabbed it randomly and tried to explain it to their tribe, but the tribe was really pissed off at them. And I couldn't tell you what happened because I haven't watched I still watched that episode, so I know who got. Obviously, that person didn't get voted out because they had immunity.
Right.
But I haven't seen the next episode yet to know.
Right.
Is everybody still pissed off at them?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see the problem now. I guess at first I was thinking about it like, well, our tribe's safe now.
Yeah, no,
if
you're
not going to tribal, who needs the immunity?
Right. So it was just very interesting to see. But if anybody out there has watched these things, like I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on them because they are much better than I expected. I haven't watched the original ones yet, though, so I don't have any idea how poorly those were done or if they were just like terrible production. But though you should feel better though, because the University of Michigan one that I'm watching now was done in the January of 2017 semester.
And is it just now getting aired?
It's just airing like episodically, one every week right now.
It's hard, man. Production's hard.
So as I said, you shouldn't feel bad. Like even the college students that had all this stuff at their disposal they're really behind the eight ball.
Man, yeah, it's a mess trying to produce a show. Don't ever do it, folks. You should start like a Firehouse Survivor.
Just what do I kick people out?
Well, no. But like,
get out.
Survivor with your other firefighters.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you? How do you? Like,
I mean, these people ain't getting kicked out of college, are they?
No, but they're getting kicked out of the game, quote unquote. I'm not at the fire station enough to have a game. Like I'm only there on my shift.
I don't know. I thought you could come in on like off time and just record Survivor.
Yeah, I'm sure the wife would be cool with that. Like. I know we just had another baby.
Do it with patience. Will you survive? We're playing a game here.
That's called Ultimate Survivor. Like,
yeah, do Ultimate Survivor.
We're really talking life and death here.
Oh man.
I mean, I should have healed up my shovel while I was here. Oh well.
God, I hate not being able to run.
Well, why don't you eat something?
I ain't got no food.
Why don't you get food?
I'm gonna, but I can do it very slowly because I can't run.
Don't you have rockets on you still?
I can't ever jump off and actually go anywhere. Can't ever do it.
Speaking of rockets, well, maybe I've been really out of the loop. I didn't realize there was another summit with North Korea happening right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I got to say about that. Yeah.
I mean, is this one, why is this one not gotten, or am I just way out of the loop, as much media attention as the first one?
I mean, I guess because they realized that nothing actually happened after the first one.
So nobody really has high expectations that anything's going to happen after this one?
Yeah. Right.
I guess that makes sense. I was just, think when you're meeting with, a leader like Kim Jong-un, that it's a pretty big deal. And I just started hearing about it yesterday, and I was like, oh... Trump's
I've seen people talking about it for a little while.
Maybe
there's just so much going on. It's hard to decide what to report on, right?
That's true. There's a lot of stuff that's going on.
So, what do you think if you meet someone new and you start dating? Is it awkward to go on
To
three
have
dates in
sex
three
with
days?
them?
No, 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 no. But is it awkward to go on 3 dates in 3 days? Is that abnormal?
Abnormal? I mean, no. So I guess it depends. Like when I moved to the DC area and would started, a couple people I dated here and there, I'd meet people that were like through mutual friends or whatever, and we were kind of in the same circles, and we went on a date, and like the next day she's like, hey, come on over and let's like, watch a movie or something like that. And the next day it's, hey, come on over and like let's grab a beer or something like that. They weren't like planned out dates per se, like, but it was
Right.
we would
Well,
hang
that's kind
out
of been what
for
this has
like
been.
weeks straight or whatever, like at the beginning. I think
Okay.
that's relatively normal. But I guess you're knowing that you live in like BFE though. It's just how are you driving like 6 hours to go?
No, like 20 minutes.
So I don't think that's abnormal. I mean,
Okay.
it shows that
haven't-
there's an interest there as well, which is always the nice thing. You also don't want to, that's the problem with early like relationships in general, is you don't want to. You don't want to make them boring because all you do is hang out together. You want to keep a little bit of like, mystery and fun there, but always at the same time, at the very beginning, everything is always like, oh my God, I found the perfect person I never knew existed, because you don't really know each other yet. You're still getting to know each other in that aspect.
Right.
You just want to keep hanging out. So it's just a balancing act. Why? Do you think it's weird?
No, I just don't know. I mean, I've only been dating. I mean, I met my ex-wife when I was 16 years old, and then spent the next 20 years or more than 20 years without dating anyone else. So I don't have a lot of knowledge on the typical thing, and I've had a bunch of bad experiences for the most part. I had the one good experience with Renee, but I mean, like for instance, today we went and had lunch, Renee and I, and then I went on a date afterwards. But
so are you guys still on fine terms?
Oh yeah. Like Renee and I talked about the girl I'm dating, in fact, while we were having lunch today. And we basically, like, I mean, we've just basically agreed that we're the brother and sister or something to that degree at this point. Like we're not
Brother
there's
and sister
no
who have sex.
no. Oh, you're must not be in the nether anymore because I can't sleep.
No, I'm not. But I'm up by the beds, so I can
Okay,
jump in. Yeah.
Uh.
All right, I'm in.
But yeah, no, I made some joke today to Renee about. We went to an Asian market after we had lunch, and they had this candy there that were in these bags. They were called ding dongs, and I was like, "Can I offer you a ding dong?" And she's like, "That'd be basically incest at this point." It's like,
I mean, so is this? I guess the situations, the times that I did that, I didn't have anything else obviously going on in my life. And granted, like you have, weeks where you don't have your daughter or whatever. So you have weeks where you technically don't necessarily have anything going on. Like you don't go to a 9 to 5 or whatever that you're skipping over to,
right.
Hang out with her. So I guess you could be in that boat. But what is her situation?
Right now she's like in between jobs, so like it's not a typical thing that would last forever.
Wait, is it she starts we would
job.
call this oh fuck, I can't even remember my own discussion with you about this. A person experiencing joblessness.
Oh yeah, she's been hired at her next job, but she's basically doesn't start for another week or something like that. So like, she's not currently experiencing unemployed. Oh wait, no, that was homeless people.
Yes, it was experiencing
people
homelessness.
experiencing homelessness. Yeah. No, she's not experiencing homelessness either.
She's experiencing joblessness.
She's experiencing joblessness.
Yes.
But no, she's got a new job that starts next week. So like, she's not. So like, basically, this week she doesn't have anything going on. But in the future, it'll be more of a thing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, in the future, you guys won't have that ability to spend all that time with each other, which actually is good. It gates the situation perfectly. Even if you guys like, everything is perfect, you guys hit it off, you guys get married. It gates the beginning to make it so that you're not overbearing each other at the front end of it. In my opinion, it does. And Unless you're hanging out every day because you're getting laid every day, and you're just like, I'll get laid every day until I'm done with her, and then I move on. Like, that's fine too. It just depends on what your intentions are and what her intentions are.
Right.
You know.
And then like the weeks I have my daughter, like she won't be around either until I've known her for quite some time, anyways. Because I don't like introducing people.
Does she have children's too?
No. And so this is real hypocritical of me, but I think, and I was talking to Renee about this today, actually. I don't think I want to date anyone else with kids, and it's not because I don't like kids, or because like Renee's kids are great. I like her kids a lot. In fact, whenever her and I were having this conversation today, I think we had more fun during the summer whenever your older kids were here than we ended up having like afterwards. Even though we had fun, but like we were always doing some kind of cool activity or whatever. So it's not that I don't like the kids; it's that
you're worried that they might not believe in Santa.
Well, there is that. But I covered that very early on. I have a checklist.
Do you check it twice?
I do. I literally have like this. Like that is actually after the Jewish lady. This is one of the things I ask early on before I'll even go on a date with someone is how they handle Santa Claus. So
I'm glad that even if you claim it's the Jewish lady's like problem, I know that it was me who was really made this idea be so forefront in your mind. I didn't realize it could. I've limited your dating pool.
You have. Well, not honestly. So far, it's not been an issue. Except, well, yeah, I guess it has. The Jewish lady, but I didn't realize it could be. So yeah, you brought to light the fact that this could be a possible problem, but it's a real problem. Like. So yeah, like I can't date someone that's not gonna have fun.
I broke your bed, by the way. I'm putting it right back down. But if you die, you're going somewhere.
Going
somewhere else, just so you're aware.
Oh God. Squirting's another thing that I cover very early. Please
enlighten me as to have this person that you've gone out on 3 dates in 3 days with. Have you covered squirting with her?
I have.
How did you get this brought up without having, or maybe she just thought that this was you and she didn't care, and that's fine too, but without her thinking that you were just like somebody trying to get in her pants then?
Well, I talked to her quite a bit before I went on the first date. So I try to cover squirting before the first date because there's no point in having a date if you're a squirter. Like we're not going to work. It's never going anywhere. Like let's not waste each other's times. Basically, so I had asked her before we went on the first date.
That's so funny. Like squirting turns me on. I think that's.
I know you've discussed it. It's gross.
It's crazy that you have such the opposite. But I also don't have a foot fetish either, and I think that people who do it, I think that's gross as well. And not that I don't think feet are gross, but I think having a foot fetish is so weird to me. Like that's just like
right. And that's something that I actually take my time on bringing that up just because I don't want to.
Wait, you'll get into squirting right away.
I've told her. I've already told this person. I tell them not, but it may not necessarily be before the first date. But I don't. It's on their end to cover their own problems. I'm covering mine. Listen, I can't handle both of our issues.
It's like me with my hairy back disclaimer. Just like yo. Before this gets any farther, just so you know, I got a hairy back.
But the way I brought it up with her is I was talking about like some of the past people I've met and dates I've gone on, and I was like, and there was one really horrific experience, and I just told her the whole story. And I was like, so just so you know, I learned there I'm really not into squirters. And that was that. And she said, well, just so you know, I'm not a squirter. I'm like, good, because that would be a problem.
I just want this girl to be like, sorry, check please. Like, you cover squirting. Santa Claus.
I have a
Santa
checklist,
Claus
and there's
squirting. And how long did it take you to get to the foot thing? You're gonna hide your own fetish?
I told her before we went on the first date, actually.
That you had a foot fetish?
Yeah.
Does she wear heels?
I don't like heels.
How do you have a? I guess maybe they're two different fetishes because I do.
I think there are a lot of different variations on because there's some people that are like into smelly feet and shit like that, and that's just not, or like into like sniffing shoes and shit. Like I just
have
think
the high heel or knee high boot like that. I think is super, and it's not because I like that I want to have sex with the shoe or anything like that. I just think the look is super sexy and really turns me on.
See, for me, it's like graphic socks, I think, are cute, for example.
Like any graphic?
No,
Like what if it was
I don't
graphic of
know.
a penis?
No, like if you were wearing a penis sock on your foot, I would not be like, that's my thing right there.
But it's a graphic sock.
And like smaller feet. It's not so like not big feet, not smelly feet, and not so yeah, like smaller feet. I don't know. It's not like, and this isn't the thing about this is it's not a requirement for me. I don't need to be attracted to your feet to be like
It just
it's not
helps.
it's not a thing.
But a requirement is that your kids will believe in Santa Claus and you are not a squirter.
You broke up, and I'm not.
A
The
squirter.
second one? Yeah, right. Because if I was like eating you out and you squirted on me, I would puke all over you. I'm pretty sure.
What kind of baffles me about that statement is it's not like it tastes different once orgasm is achieved. It still tastes the same. There's just more. So are you kind of like grossed out the whole time, and you just can deal with it when it's not a lot?
No, Jeff, listen. This girl that squirted in my bed, she left a swamp behind. Like fucking Shrek popped out of her vagina, basically. The donkey popped out and was like, "Hello."
So I've dated people before who, when riding on top of me and they achieved orgasm on top of me, it would still squirted out the front and splashed all over like my face and my chest and stuff.
Dear God.
And I thought it was awesome.
Ugh. Not me. Not me. I immediately was just like, get out of my bed. And I really wanted you to just get out of my life is honestly what the real words I wanted to say was. It was the worst experience ever.
But so that's my question. Like, what about it? Because it's not the taste then that grosses you out.
No. I don't know I don't want to know what that tastes like. I'd need a goddamn straw for one thing.
Well, I think if you were saying if you were eating somebody out and then they squirted, it would be the end. I think you're already tasting it at that point.
It's not the taste. It's like I feel like I'd be drowned.
Like waterboarded?
Yeah, that's exactly what it would be like. Nobody wants to be waterboarded, Jeff.
I agree with you that people don't want to be waterboarded. It's just that's intriguing to me that, like, because I would honestly thought when you said that you would not like going down on a female.
No, I love.
Yeah,
all about that.
Which that kind of like changes my whole impression and concept of what it is that you dislike, because I kind of thought I had an understanding of it in my mind, but I just never asked. I just assumed.
It's overwhelming. Honestly, it's an overwhelming experience of someone turning into a fountain.
Like how you say it so descriptively and I'm betting that this one person, like, I've probably never been with somebody who apparently squirted as much as you're describing that your experience was.
I bet it got at least a foot arch into the sky at one point.
So
I was just like standing there mortified.
This fear of women turning into fountains before this experience, or is it all based on this experience?
I had read about squirting, and I knew it existed, but I had never experienced it, and it wasn't something where I was even prior, I was not really intrigued by it. I never let's check out squirting porn or whatever. Like, it's just something to me that never it didn't sound cool. But I didn't really, I did not know what to expect until I experienced it, and I knew that I never wanted to experience it again.
See, I will tell you that I have watched squirting porn before, specifically looking for that, and I was very sad. There was a YouTube series for a while where they people would actually talk to porn stars and ask them like questions that people had. It was like interviewing a porn star essentially, but interviewing multiple different porn stars. And one of them talked about the squirting, and she says, "Porn squirting isn't real. Sorry to break your guys' heart.
I've heard that too.
But that stuff is not real." And I was like, "Aw," and like you're saying how that's like. It's funny, they do something that specifically like is not even real that turns me on, that is such a turnoff for you. It's just so weird how it can be both ways.
I mean, that's true about a lot of sexual things, right?
I'm
I mean, there's people out there
sure.
that eat the poo poo.
Yes, but I would bet when you deal with squirters versus non-squirters, there's probably more of the 50% are for and 50% are against. I'm betting you're not going to get such the same split amongst the poo-poo eaters.
I will agree, but I think this is kind of like our statistics about minorities. I think you're wrong about the 50-50.
It's very possible because that's just my thought process, and I could be completely wrong. I mean, for the love of God, I thought it was pamphlet. Or I thought it was pamphlet, and it's pamphlet. You know.
Yeah.
Mind blown when I learned that things are different than I just assumed and expected. I guess it is kind of funny because as I came to quote unquote came to age with learning what my quote unquote fetishes were and all that stuff throughout life, I think I just assumed that every guy kind of liked the same thing and everybody pretty much had the same types of fetishes as I would. And I mean, I know for a fact that
that's
you
a weird thing to think. You have to. I would have thought not that.
Well, I guess I don't have. Well, I guess nobody considers their fetishes weird, though. I was gonna say that I don't have any weird fetishes, quote unquote, but at the same time, it's all based on who you are. If you think it's weird, right? That I like something or not. So I don't know. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe it was just So I never had a group of friends where I talked about this stuff too when I was in like early college. I didn't talk about.
I talked about this shit way before college. I didn't go to college.
Well, so I mean, so you're always way before college. So I mean, I don't know how to take that
exactly.
statement. Like, so you're right now.
Right now is currently way before college.
Yeah, right. But I mean, like, I didn't talk to my friends. I guess when we didn't talk about like sexual positions and things like that with my guy friends. It was like more of a gentleman's club. Like you knew you might have known if I had sex with somebody or not, but that was like the extent of it. It was, I didn't talk to you about all the crazy stuff that happened. I guess when my long-term relationships that I had when I was in like late high school, early to middle college were with people in a close group of friends. So the friends I was going to talk to about it were also good friends with those people.
That makes sense. It's so you're less likely to be like. But, with me, it was never that I was talking about anyone in particular. We were just talking about sex stuff. Like, this is the stuff people are into. Isn't that interesting? More so than, like, me and fucking Deborah got hooked up and she likes it in the pooper. So it was just, I don't know. It was never, I don't think I've ever really talked to anyone about anything I've done specifically with someone other than telling the entire world about the squirter girl.
My two super close friends when I was in my early to mid 20s were a guy who was a virgin, not by choice until late 20s. He wanted to have sex, he just could never he wasn't smooth with the ladies or anything like that. He also didn't try very hard, but he wanted to have sex. And my other friend other good friend was a virgin by choice because he was going to stay a virgin until he got married. And he ended up not having sex or not doing that, but he did have sex with the girl he ended up marrying was the first person he had sex with, but he was like 26 or 27 at the time.
I don't think you should get married if you haven't had sex with someone personally.
Oh, trust me. My other buddy and mine would talk about the thought process of this guy and how adamant he was not to have sex with somebody. And we used to tell him that, dude, you have to puncture some holes in the pipe before you let it flow because it'll just explode otherwise. But
I mean, I'm mainly worried. Like, what if you're not sexually compatible? Like, that's a big part of a long-term relationship, right?
I would agree. I agree with you. Anybody who says that sex is not a big part of a long-term relationship, I think there can be asexual couples and things like that. I think the average couple, and maybe my stats are wrong on this though, I would think like 80% of couples, the sex at least at the beginning, first couple of years, is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe I just didn't talk to my friends about this enough. I don't know. I was like a shyer, more closed off. I didn't like come into my own until I was in college and joined my fraternity house when I was a junior. I didn't really like expand my friendship horizons and things like that. I kind of stuck with the same little close-knit group of friends. I went to college in the town that was still like 20 minutes from my parents' house. So I would still go home on the weekends to do laundry so I didn't have to pay for it at the dorms.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
like,
but
I
I
hope my
mean,
daughter still wants to. I hope she doesn't go to school like in California or some shit.
I mean, just because you don't want to pay out-of-state tuition, or you just don't want her to ever leave.
No, I mean, I'd like to still see her on a regular basis. That sort of thing. I'd like to, her to be close enough that, if at the very least she's coming home on the weekends, sort of thing. If she's not still living at home and going to college.
Yeah, I think living at home and going to college, though, you miss out on such a big experience.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't try to pressure her into living at home. I kind of agree. I mean, I didn't have that experience, but I can see how that could lead you towards being more independent. So, I would not pressure her to stay at home.
Yeah.
But,
There's nobody on this Survivor game that lives at home with their parents. So there's that.
Well, speaking of, I don't really know. We're done.
Speaking of Santa, squirters, Survivor, sexual positions, we're done.
Right. We're done. We're out of here. Enjoy. Or I hope you enjoy.
See ya.
Bye.